So notwithstanding the canned response here of a firm needs to develop a compliance system reasonably designed to detect and prevent cross-market manipulation. But from an operational actual perspective, what are firms' supervisory responsibilities for detecting and preventing cross-market manipulation? How is that resolved both at kind of the market making or proprietary trading side, as well as kind of overarching on the FCM side as well?
All right, so let's start out with, I'm as old as, anybody here. And when I started my career, a lot of trading was being done on the floors and you could see everything in front of you. Then you've got ratcheting up over time of more sophisticated electronic trading strategies that take place off a floor, very difficult to just watch. You have to develop these systems. And then over that period of time, the expectation by exchanges, by regulators, is firms, intermediaries have certain systems in place to monitor their customers. One of the bigger challenges that we have is A, resources to put into those technologies, and B, to have enough, knowledge of our clients' trading models and profiles to really do a deep dive into what they're up to. We have to ensure that we are using a system that is industry standard. And so, for example, in our shop, we use a system that we feel is industry standard. But there are limitations to every system. There are limitations to resources that you can put in those systems. And so you're constantly fighting the battle of trying to keep up and trying to make sure that you're in front of, what people are doing. And then also trying to figure out what the expectations are in terms of what we should be doing and what we should be seeing. But the bottom line is we also depend upon regulators in a collaboration. So we get inquiries all the time from exchanges, hey, can you explain this activity? And so we collaborate with our customer. And I would say for the most part, at least our proprietary, very professional customers have a very good explanation of what they're doing.
Being somebody who sees a lot of CCOs like Matt and Kevin, and what they say to me about cross-product manipulation is a lot of them don't have a lot of experience trading necessarily themselves, and saying you need to know every instrument that out there that in the world that's correlated across every exchange and every market and every asset class is essentially impossible. So when you're trying to create these surveillances, it becomes really challenging to calibrate them and tune them in a way that's going to be very effective at saying, oh, well, those two products were definitely correlated. There's definitely going to be manipulation there. So that's one challenge, is the correlation. The second is the time windows during which these things are happening, because if you have a single order book that you're trying to spoof in, that you have to be pretty fast with the activity that you're doing there, because if you leave your large orders sitting in the order book for too long, somebody's going to get you filled and you're going to lose the money and your spoofing failed, essentially. So, but now with the cross-product or multi-product approach, you can probably leave those orders in there for quite a while potentially and still have that influence on the price of like a future or an option, and leave them in there for longer than you might in a single order book. So now it becomes not only what is correlated, but then also how long do we want to consider this as potentially a spoof order, considering the concept of order duration determining the intent of the trading. There are systems that are developing ways, and I think there's a lot of room for innovation here for using some advanced technology like machine learning and other things like that, start to create features and other aspects and models that will be much better at identifying this, because it sounds conceptually simple, but actually in practice, it's extremely challenging to be accurate with identifying this type of manipulation.